Woo!
Thank you so much for that. Oh, wow. Okay, we're live already. Damn, that had a lot less awkward hang time than usual. I wasn't ready to start going already. You guys, welcome. What's up? It's Saturday night. It's 8 p.m. on the Pacific Coast. I got no idea what time it is at your house because it's not my turn to watch your clock. And welcome to Raw Comedy. You're about to witness 7 ridiculously amazing women brought to you by Suitman Productions. I'm Christian-Wiedner of Living Room Comedy, and I hope you guys are ready to laugh because the lineup we've got tonight is beyond stellar. This is our love gift to you, a love child, if you will. I don't know. My brain's doing funky things. I napped all damn day. I had a nightmare. It's a little traumatizing, but let's talk through it. All right. I really think that we can process this together, guys. So I don't know if anyone in here's been mugged, if anyone watching's been mugged. If so, trigger warning. I'm very sorry. But in my dream, I got mugged at gunpoint. This was some scary shit, except for the guy didn't want any cash. He was like, no, COVID, keep your cash. Venmo me now. And he's gun in my face, demanding that I start Venmoing him money. And I'm like, okay, where do I send it? And he's like, Skywalker 69 _ SKYWALKER_69. Don't forget the underscore. That's important. And I'm sitting there freaking out. I've got fat thumbs. I can't type it in. I had no idea how much money I've got in the bank. So then I'm having to log into that, check my balance. I forgot my login information. I'm freaking out. So immediately I'm just threw the phone at him. Here, take it, everything I have. And as I was getting ready to run away, my phone bounced off the laptop screen and came back at me. And that's when I realized that I was being mugged for Venmos through Zoom. And this technology shit is getting really crazy. And here we are in the Zoomiverse. So if any of y'all is packing, I'm broke, all right? That guy in my dream done cleared me out. But yeah, I know nightmares can be bad, but luckily we have got a dream of a lineup for you guys tonight. It is crazy pants. We're actually going to start this out super awesome. We're going over to the East Coast. We're going to take this to New Jersey. We're going to welcome a lovely lady who's going to start us out right. They're coming to us out of New Jersey. Like I said, they've got a show called the Boo Ha Ha Podcast. They are the producer of a monthly themed show of all trans performers called We Are Trans. And I want you guys to put your hands together and let's give a huge, raw welcome to Sammie James.
Woo!
Woo!
Hey, everybody. So I'm going to start with this. I am in my 30s, and I have learned that there is a major difference between being over 30 and under 30. Now, this isn't being more responsible or getting tired earlier. No. The major difference is sneezing is dangerous now. And I'm sorry, I wrote this joke before that took on a whole new meaning. What I'm talking about is that in the past year alone, I have hit my head, hurt my back, and I still have not figured out the logistics of how this one happened, but pulled a pectoral muscle. All while sneezing. And I want to know, please, someone explain this to me. Why are we not preparing young people for this? This should be a checklist. It's very simple. Save money for the future, practice safe sex and relationships, enjoy sneezing while you can. I'm just saying, younger me would have enjoyed some early warning. I am also apparently at this age where my body has started telling me that they want a baby. Yeah, this is a complex conversation for anyone to have, but there are unique aspects if you are a queer and trans person like myself. Further complicated by the fact that, yeah, I'm a trans woman. So I have had to sit my body down many a time just make sure she understands our current situation. It's like, no, you're not in trouble. But you are aware that, like a lot of people, due to the pandemic, we are taking a break from dating and we are single. Okay. We don't have any money. Okay. Now, big one. This is a big one. We don't have a uterus. Yeah? So, body, what is your game plan here? What do you think we can do about this? My body will look up at me with our beautiful eyes and she'll say, I don't know, me? Can we steal one? And it's like, and I have to shut that down immediately. It's like, oh, whoa, body, no. Our community does not need that scandal. Yeah, my body is still not talking to me. I am a butch trans woman, and some of you are confused. I remember years ago, you are not alone. I remember my mom sat me down and she said, you know, Sammie, when you were growing up, we were prepared for gay. Yeah. Yeah. We were ready for woman, but we just were never prepared for butch lesbian. And I said, Mom, I understand what you're saying. And it's actually okay. I'm bisexual. Now, I say that, but that's actually not how I identify. I'm attracted to people of all genders, but this is more of a coincidence than anything else. You see, what I am is not bi or pan or queer, but just attracted to tiny, adorable people, no matter what their goddamn gender is. Okay? In fact, first person I ever dated was 4'11". Yeah. A lot of couples will hold hands or cuddle. Nah. Our thing was piggyback rides. They gave such a good piggyback ride. That's my time. I hope you enjoyed it.
Woo!
Everyone, keep it going for Sammie James. That is how you start a show. You guys, you better buckle up for this. I'm just going to warn you right now. The laughs we're going to have during this show are just going to blow Cupid's diaper right off, okay? If we're learning anything from Sammie's set, you know this is true. And we are definitely going to keep this energy going, you guys. Coming up next to our stage, she's joining us from Philadelphia. She also has a monthly show called Fools for Good, and it's also called Formerly Known As. The next one is a small town edition on February 28th. I want you guys to put your hands together and let's welcome to the stage Christine and Olivas.
Thank you. Great job, Sammie. Always love your comedy. So anyone here know what the Madonna Horror Complex is? If there's any audience that would know. Okay. All right. So the Madonna Horror Complex is when men place women in two very binary categories: good, angelic, maternal, girl next door, street walker, trashy type, right? There are few men that have made this. Lots of men have done this. A few men have made this famous, though. JFK, right? You can't marry who you fuck, can't fuck who you marry. Dustin Hoffman from The Graduate. And my father.
That's yours, right? Right there, yeah.
Sorry, Dad, you can't marry a virgin and just think it's going to save you from years of fucking problems. Someone just muted me, but I'm back. Okay. The host muted me. How dare you? Anyway, whoever came up with the expression "blood is thicker than water" must have been a huge fan of period sex. I'm just saying, forget water-based lube. Try shedded uterine lining lube. Works a lot better. I'm personally, it is hot actually. I am a huge fan of period sex. What I'm not a fan of is managing the logistics of my period. So one time when I was living in New York before I moved to Philly, I accidentally left a tampon in for 4 fucking weeks.
Oh my God.
Yes, serious shit. Like I ended up in the hospital at the ER. I almost died, okay? And I don't know what is more upsetting, that I was such a workaholic at the time that I didn't notice, or that my boyfriend's dick at the time was so small I didn't notice.
Oh.
Plenty of room for 2 little white nubs up there, I'm just saying. Anyway, I don't get my period anymore, not because of the tampon incident, but because I'm pregnant. Surprise. Which is, by the way, why I need to go earlier in the lineup, because I'm literally about to like pass out. I already took a nap from like 8 to 10:30 p.m. before this. But yes, I am pregnant from a different dick, one that cannot comfortably cohabitate with a tampon inside me. And I found out that I was pregnant a week ago, the same day that I outed a male comic for being a predator to women. Here's a little bit of how it went down. Several women approached me. They explained what happened. They told me that his actions made them sick to their stomach. And I was like, oh my God, me too. I mean, let's be honest though, the idea of growing a human being and realizing it that day made me like completely unable to be silent about this. This is not a joke. This is just a fact. Did my statement go over well to the public? It was a mixed bag, let's be honest. People aren't super comfortable. Their first response was, well, it's just he said, she said. I'm like, actually, it's more like he said, she said, she said, she said, she said, she said. Just want to state that for the record. Again, it's not funny. I just had to say it. Anyway, I cut things off with my father earlier in the pandemic over the stupidest shit. I mean, we have had fights, hundreds of fights over the years, like maybe thousands. And it came down to something so stupid. It was because I declined his invite to a Zoom church service.
Okay.
It's awkward in this room right now. Just imagine how awkward it is to show up to a Zoom church service. Super silent. You cannot drink. Definitely can't go off camera like you know who and smoke a huge bowl. You can't do any of that shit. And you go and you sit there awkwardly, kind of like we did when we all first joined, looking around, like wondering who's going to speak. And then all of a sudden, God booms in out of nowhere and he's like, sorry, I was on mute. Also, turn on your video. God, we already don't believe you exist, like Zoom fail. But yes, the reason why my father invited me to a Zoom church service is because he is a fundamentalist Baptist minister. Praise the Lord. He is a minister, and whenever people hear that, realize I'm a minister's daughter, their first reaction is always like, oh, Christine, I guess you had a lot of anal sex instead of real sex to pretend you were a virgin and not be a sinner. I'm like, that's not true. That's not true at all. I just went down on a lot of pussies instead. God's lesbian loophole. It's in the Bible, right? I swear, there is one portion of the Bible, there has to be, that says, one who only licks clit, not dick, will still go to heaven to meet their maker. It's there, I swear. But yes, not only is my dad a minister, Guys, I was also homeschooled until I was 14 years old. How did I make it here? I do not know. I was homeschooled in a fundamentalist Christian church until I was 14 years old. No sex education, not even the terms for genitals. Okay, we didn't even know what to call our own genitals. For many years, my sister and I literally referred to our hairless vulvas as front butts. You can sit with the image for a while. I really don't care because that's what I had to do. Later in your life, I could not literally look at an ass without, never mind. But yes, I was homeschooled for many, many years. And I understand it's not easy to be homeschooling or homeschooled right now in the pandemic. This is not something we could have anticipated, but I am sorry. Kids these days, it's not that bad. You have Zoom, you have all the sophisticated technology, ways to keep you entertained, like teachers coming in, doing gymnastics and comedy classes. When I was homeschooled, I had 3 things. I had the Bible, pen and paper, and the back of my mom's electric toothbrush. Don't worry though, I know you're super weirded out by that, but my mom has always had horrible oral hygiene. She did not notice when I put it back.
Oh my God.
Look, I didn't even know what an orgasm was, okay? I didn't know what I was doing. No sex education. The very first time we saw sex on a billboard and asked what it was, we're like, Mom, what's sex? I'm probably like 14 at this point. We're like, what's sex? What's sex? She's like, well, sex is when a man and a woman come together under the watchful eye of God. Is that not the kinkiest shit you've ever heard? That's supposed to deter me from wanting to do this? Like, I have a voyeurism and exhibitionism problem since then. Okay. Like, and also, let's break this down. When a man and a woman come together, why are you trying to set me up for unrealistic expectations? And let's not even get to the watchful eye. God, we know he's a voyeur, but like, and that was my first interpretation as an adult thinking back, like under the watchful eye of God, okay, he's a giant pervert, but something wasn't quite satisfying about that. I'm like, what if the benevolent God is actually just looking down and correcting everybody's technique? Wouldn't that be great? Like, hey, Kyle, turn your tongue clockwise, then counterclockwise, and don't ask her if she's come. If she does, you'll know. Like, is that a God we can believe in or what? Like, I'll take that definition. But let's see, what else? Yeah, since then, so I finally managed to get out. I stopped being homeschooled. I did eventually go to real high school and college and kind of move on in the world. But needless to say, I had a lot of challenges with relationships later in my life. So I have been divorced twice, actually, which means that I have said I can't do this as many times as I've said I do. My first husband was gay. We're still friends. My first husband was gay. My second husband was narcoleptic. So what that means is they both fucked me in the dark with their eyes closed. And my first husband, wonderful person. We actually are still friends. We keep in touch about each other's lives. We were friends. We should have been friends. We should have kept it that way. Second husband, let's call him Justin, not so much. The narcoleptic was a narcissist, okay? Fucking asshole. And this guy was also a whiner. And he would whine at me a little something like this on a daily basis. Christine, why don't you ever suck my dick? Why don't you ever choke on it like a porn star? And I would look at him right in the eye, just like this. And I would say, that is so fucking offensive, because you have to have a hard cock for me to do that. Because if it's not hard, it's not deep throating, it's shallow mouthing. That's my alarm, and that's it. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Give it up for Christine and Olivas. Man, I don't know if I'm hungry, horny, if I want to go run to church right now and hope my laptop doesn't explode. Definitely want to congratulate you on your pregnancy, and holy fucking shit, if that set wasn't the baseline litmus test for how 2021's about to go down. We're done taking shit, people. Watch out. We're on the prowl. We're taking them down. And Christine just might be the leader of the pack. So Watch out, guys. Here we come. You know who else is coming? Holy crap. Coming to us straight out of New Jersey. We're about to bring up our next funny lady. She hosts and that's not even a word. Produces. You get Hooked on Phonics doesn't work for everybody. All right. I'm the spokesperson for failure. All right. She's coming to us out of New Jersey. She hosts a bi-monthly and produces the damn thing show called Sketchy Women. Put your hands together and let's give a huge freaking welcome to Jessica Miranda.
Woo! Oh, thank you guys. I'm so excited to be here tonight. So, you know, how many of you guys call your moms like on the regular? Anyone in here call their moms? No. I feel like the beauty of the pandemic really allows us to reach out to our loved ones and check in on them, and, I realize now that when I call my mom, I'm really calling her to check for proof of life. Yeah. I just want to make sure that she's, alive, like when I do get around to visiting her, I'm not going to find her like half eaten by her cats or anything like that. I just feel like, it's not that she's a bad lady. It's just that the conversation never goes well. I called her the other day and, she answered and I really wanted to hang up, but I forgot to hit that star 67, and she knew that it was me calling. And, I was just like, hey, Ma, how you doing? And she was going on with, hey, I saw my neighbor the other day. I haven't seen her in a long time. And God, you should see her. She's made this transformation. She's so beautiful now. She lost all this weight. I'm like, oh, that's really great, Ma. That's fantastic. Good for her, And she goes, yeah, she had that gastric bypass surgery. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then it got quiet, and she's like, you might want to try that. And I was like, Ma, you think that maybe just like a 10-day cleanse and maybe some cardio or something can get me, on track? Do I have to go right for the gastric bypass? But that's my mom, she's kind of a body shamer. It reminds me of another time when I was in the hospital, actually pregnant with my first son. I have 3 little boys. And it was a really difficult pregnancy. I was in there for I was about 5 or 6 months. And actually they wanted me to terminate my pregnancy. I was at Hackensack Medical Center because it was a really complicated pregnancy, and she came to visit me. And when she comes into my room, I'm in my hospital gown, and she comes right over to me and she just slides her hand like right under my breast, and she starts weighing my breast. She's just like a piece of fruit, like a grapefruit. And she's like, God, this thing is like 25 pounds, I think. Yeah, just no boundaries, Mom. Yeah. So anyway, I'm a teacher. I don't know. A lot of you guys might not know that I'm a teacher in New Jersey, and it's a really interesting school year this year. We're about halfway through the school year, and my school, they gave me this new smart board. It's like, I'm obsessed with it. It's really improved my teaching. And they've given me a face mask and a face shield. And plexiglass to go around my desk, but I feel protected though, against the smelly kids, because there's a lot of smelly kids in high school, especially the freshmen. And like, they kind of smell a little bit like Italian sub. And then there's like a little bit of a fart smell in there. And then what I think maybe cholesterol might smell like. Yeah. If cholesterol had a smell to it, if I could pinpoint that smell. So yeah, I feel protected, against those smelly kids. Between teaching remote and in person, though, I got to be honest, I really feel like I miss being in the classroom. We do like a combination, like when we have a lot of positive cases of COVID, we're on remote, and then otherwise we're in person. But like when we're teaching remotely, like the students, they turn their cameras off. It's really very hard to get through to them. A lot of times I'll call on them and they're not there. They're probably at the refrigerator or something like that. And so when we're in the classroom, there's these teachable moments that happen only in the classroom that are hard to come by virtually. Like for instance, when I was teaching this class of seniors recently, and there were these 2 senior boys, and John was telling his friend Chris, he said, Chris, did you see that guy in the hallway? You know, that guy was talking to my girlfriend. You know, if he didn't get away from her when he did, if he didn't get away from her, I was going to do something, man. I was going to toss his salad. And I was like, toss his salad. Now, if you don't know what toss a salad means, I think you guys all know what toss a salad means, but it's like downtown around the backside. And, you know, I was like, you know, and I'm the teacher, so I have to like maintain like some professional demeanor here, but like, I don't want to let this kid go on thinking that toss a salad means like to rough somebody up, especially the kid's going to college next year. So I'm listening now and I'm thinking maybe Chris is going to tell John like what it means, but Chris has no idea about it because Chris is like, yeah, John, if you see that guy again, you should toss his salad. So now I have to go over there. So I said to these boys, I said, listen, you're not using that right. I want you to look it up on the Google, but don't look it up in pictures. Like don't look at images, like just look it up on like Urban Dictionary. So now I go back to my desk and want to see what's going to happen. And I'm watching. And now John is mortified. The whole table's laughing. And at this point now, the whole class is getting curious about it. And it goes around like a game of operator. And it's loud. I can hear the whispering because everyone has masks on and they're all 6 feet apart. So it's like operator, operator. I mean, it's toss this out all the way around the whole classroom. And I just felt like I was really accomplished, you know, with teaching that class and having that teachable moment in the classroom about teaching them what toss the salad meant. So I thought it was really a good day in teaching that day. So, you know, I've been married. I celebrated my 17th wedding anniversary this year. And, you know, that's 119 years in dog years, actually. And yeah, that's like, it feels like that sometimes. You know what they say, though? They say when you get married, you marry the whole family. And that happened to me because when I got married, I married the most loving, generous, caring, selfless mother-in-law. Yeah, you know, and she's in my house. She's in my house every morning, you know, to help me with my 3 kids. Apparently I need help with my 3 kids, but I'm on to her though, because I know she's really there to help her son, the king. And this is how I know. This is what my morning sounds like when she's in my house. Mijo, you need sandwich? JC, why you no make lunch for my son? Mijo, I buy you new coat at Lord & Taylor. Try it on, it's frio outside. JC, I clean your bathroom. It's very dirty. And Jesse, why you give the kids all that cinnamon toast crunch? It's too much sugar. I said to my husband, I think your mom, she doesn't like me very much, you know? And he's like, you're just overreacting. I don't know what you're talking about. And it's free care and we need it. I said, it is not free care. I'm paying with my soul. Yeah. Every morning I'm bitch slapped by my mother-in-law. Every morning. You know, the only thing worse than being bitch slapped by your mother-in-law is when your 3 kids watch you put your Spanx on. Yeah, that's definitely more humiliating than your mother-in-law giving you a bitch slap. So, you know, I turned 50 this year. I mean, over this pandemic, what a great time for a milestone birthday. But I turned 50 and I got to be honest, 50 is not so bad. You know, my eyesight's going a little bit. I realized that I put my eyebrows on a little heavy if I'm not wearing my my glasses. And I think probably my high school students can see my eyebrows from down the hallway before they can even see who it is. But, you know, but other than that, you know, it's not so bad. You know, I'm going through the changes. Like, you know, I missed my period recently. And, you know, I went to the doctor and, you know, I told her, you know, I missed my period. You think everything's okay? And she said, Mrs. Miranda, is there any way that you can be pregnant? And, you know, I was like, I didn't want to lie to my doctor. They say you're not supposed to lie to your doctor. So, you know, but I really didn't want to tell her too that the only way I could be pregnant is if my husband roofied me. And I don't remember, you know. So after 17 years of marriage, don't pretend you don't know what I'm talking about. I know you all know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I entertained her idea and I said, maybe I'm pregnant, you know, and because I didn't want to tell her that. And, you know, I entertained her idea and I was negative. So, you know, that was that. And then we had this long talk about birth control. And now I'm the proud new owner of one of those copper IUDs, which is like a waste of perfectly good copper.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's my time. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Jessica. You guys keep it going for Jessica, Miranda, and her mother-in-law. Oh my gosh, you guys, let's all send her flowers. Maybe she'll ease up on Jessie just a little bit. And yeah, great thing about those copper IUDs. I can't even say the damn thing right because the damn thing didn't work right. Thanks to that, I have my daughter. Yes. I wasn't even awake for the conception. So not only is that not right, the birth control failed. Holy crap, we were this close to naming her Miranda, all right? Except for it was a Paragard that didn't come off the tongue is right. So, yeah, no. Anyways, enough about my failures. Let's move on to some success. You guys, we're going to go on over to New York. Our next comedian is joining us from that great state. And that is all the intro information I have on her. I'm so sorry. I suck at this sometimes, you guys. And that's why we're quitting this damn job. All right, good night. Bye. No, I'm kidding. All right. No, coming to us out of New York. You guys, let's put our hands together. We're going to give a huge welcome to our new friend, Emily Tung.
Hello, niece and nephew. My name is Auntie Emily. I see 3 of my favorite nephews in the chat room right now, Tavon, Jose, and Charles. Thank you so much for coming. Can you please slap the unmute button first? Auntie Emily wants to hear you laugh. I recently joined Facebook dating. It is the Facebook version of Tinder. First time I opened up, oh my God, so many people out there like Auntie Emily. Hundreds of notifications. Auntie Emily, don't know where to start. So I added 5 people, all Chinese. Hiya, that was the first mistake. Auntie Emily started talking to all 5 people at the same time. Also bad mistake. The problem when you talk to too many people at once, it feels like you're talking to the same person. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Half the time, I don't remember if I said something already. Also, I think China make boys out of factory. They all say the same thing, no personality. All of them ask Auntie Emily same question. How are you? What you doing? Oh, so nice of you to ask. Auntie Emily answered the same question 5 times already. These people don't have life, live in front of a computer. Don't even know if these people are real people. Why are we wasting time saying, how was your day? I don't know. My day just started, okay? Right now it's pandemic. Every day the same. One question I keep getting from these guys, all of them keep asking Auntie Emily, did you eat yet? Did you forget to eat? If you're not buying Auntie Emily dinner, or you're not about to have dinner with Auntie Emily, don't ask me if I eat yet. That like saying, do you need help? Yes, I need help. Oh, I wasn't offering. Also, who forget to eat? You don't just sit there and go, oh, there's something I forgot. I better remember. Hiya, I'm getting old. Hiya, so important. Oh, that's right. I forgot to eat. Nobody forget to eat, okay? Actually, forgetting to eat might not be a bad problem because you're gonna get skinny, and skinny means more boys going to like you. Some of them ask me, "Hi, Auntie Emily, you are so pretty. Why are you single?" Do you ask me that because you think something wrong with me? Because no way a pretty girl can be single. Hiya, if Auntie Emily knew why I single, you think I would still be. Oh, I'm still single because I don't have MSG in my life. Let me go buy some MSG. Not single anymore. You think I would sit here, waste my time on Facebook dating, talking to Chinese robot? Auntie Emily have sad love history. Dating my ex was like being in a pandemic. I just wanted it to be over. Hiya. One of the guys was like, how many guys did you add? I tell him, so far you are second one. Why? He say, just want to know if I have any competition. If you asking that question, you are already no competition. Where your confidence? This guy is most failure out of all of them. His name is Bert. This is also failure. Nobody turned on by the name Bert. This is Sesame Street character. If you are adult, you don't call yourself Bert. You can't even give yourself proper name. You should not be allowed on Facebook dating. This should be a setting that say, your name is too failure. Come back when you have better name. He also asked me what I do for living. I tell him, Auntie Emily do stunt for living. I do kung fu and I die on camera. He tell me, oh, I want to start doing it with you and be just like you. What? What you say? If I was doctor, would you say, oh, that's so cool. I want to start doing surgery with you and be doctor just like you. Is my career a joke to you? This is not like saying, oh, I like riding bike. Let's go bike together. Who meets someone and tell them you're going to start doing their job with them and be just like them? You can't just come to my job with me and get set on fire, okay? You can't just say, oh, let me get hit by a car with you. Let's do that together. Oh, so romantic. No. Auntie Emily rather be single than watch you kill yourself. If anybody out there know a handsome nephew or a rich uncle, let Auntie Emily know. Just make sure he is not married. Auntie Emily have too many broken hearts from married uncles. Don't know why they keep finding me. Okay, that is all from Auntie Emily today. Hope you have a good night and better luck in dating. Bye-bye.
Woo! I was muted. Holy crap. Good job for me. You guys give it up for Emily Tung,
Yeah.
also
That was
known
awesome.
also known as Auntie Emily. All right, guys, that was fantastic, Emily. Thanks for being here with us. We are going to go on over. Hang on, I'm looking for intro and I don't have it. All right, you know what? I should be better prepared for this, but you know what? I can't do everything. So let's bring our next comedian up to the stage. We're coming from New York, Rochester area, and we've got an album on Bandcamp. I believe it's called Hyper Aware. You guys, let's put our hands together. I am so confused right now. My nap didn't do shit, and I really think my mugging nightmare did some damage, you guys. But here to fix it, looking fab in a hoodie. Let's put our hands together and welcome to the stage, Emma Paxton.
Hey everyone. I'm not wearing a hoodie because I think I'm cool. I'm actually trying to conceal my horrible COVID-19 haircut. Or maybe I'm auditioning for 8 Mile, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's Valentine's Day, makes me think of, dating woes and all that. I had a boyfriend a while ago and he was like, I'm just too negative for you. I'm just too negative for you. I'm too negative for you. But he was really positive about our breakup. That's good. But it's Valentine's Day. And there's a lot of guys that are like, well, I don't need Valentine's Day. I do stuff 364 days a year. Like, but do you, Ken? Like, I don't know if you actually do that. Like, what woman's waking up with chocolate and flowers 364 days a year? I don't think that's really happening. So apparently you do need a mandated day. Emphasis on the mandated part. Yeah, when I was younger, for Valentine's Day, my mom said she never got chocolate and she was really upset. And then a week later, my dad comes and there's a 10-pound chocolate bar. Basically, we had to go at it with like ice picks. You'd think it would last for like months and months. But no, I go through a lot of chocolate. It lasted about a week. And this is 10 pounds. Like imagine like the size from here to here. Just a ridiculously absurd, like one of those oversized bows, but chocolate. And she never complained again. But emotional cheating is a thing, apparently. But I kind of think emotional cheating is the only type of cheating a guy would actually enjoy. Like, how'd your girlfriend cheat on you? She talked about her feelings with someone else. Oh my God, how do I get my girlfriend to cheat on me? I would hope she would cheat on me 7 days a week. Like I would drive her to the motel to be cheated on. Like I would get a Hilton's reward card just to have her cheat on me. But I feel like, you know, polyamorous is a thing, like super trendy right now in relationships, like especially vegan bearded men on OkCupid. But I think we need a new word, like maybe beyond poly, to satisfy what little the amount of guy actually wants to hear about your feelings versus what he tolerates and just kind of listens to with that glazed look. Like, yeah, like maybe beyond poly, like, you know, I don't know, to translate like how much you can tolerate the feelings stuff. Like beyond poly, coming to a relationship near you. You know, memes are the best. I love memes. Memes have taught me two things though. Like one, not as alone as I thought. Two, definitely not as original as I thought. This might get kind of dark, but you know, it gets dark early now, so it's appropriate. I don't really understand funerals. Like, here's a bunch of nice stuff about you. Think I'll wait till you're dead for you to hear about it. Seems like the best time. Like, no, like tell the person now. Like you wouldn't want to hear a bunch of adoration, validation, confirmation. Those are things people just don't like. Come on, tell the person now. This is like sending someone a card, but you send it to their neighbor. So this is just a PSA. Tell the person now. My boyfriend got some off-brand cereal. Some of these off-brand cereals, kind of similar to the original cereal. Lucky O's instead of Lucky Charms. Similar taste profile. Some of these other off-brand cereals, nothing like the original cereal. Off-brand Cheerios, nothing could be farther from the taste of real Cheerios. Always come in that packaging, like super sketchy. It kind of reminds me when I was a kid, my mom was like, I got Oreos, and I was so excited because my mom never got real classic junk food. Instead of fruit roll-ups, it was dried fruit. Other kids at the lunch tables had Lunchables. No one's trading you for seed bread. So when my mom said she got Oreos, I ran to the kitchen with childlike glow. And then I saw the packaging. Mom, these are not real Oreos. These are Newman's Own organic sandwich O's, and they taste nothing like real Oreos. These are not the cool cookie. Because childhood trauma is really rough, and I'm still in therapy for that. So when my boyfriend said he got some Cheerios, these are nothing like real Cheerios. These are Drearios. It's a dreary time, like winter, you know? It's rough. But guys keep saying now, you can't say anything anymore. You can't say anything anymore. You gotta think before you speak now. What? That's new to you? You've been walking around this entire time saying whatever you feel like without worrying about people's feelings? That's like a foreign language to the rest of us, just walking on eggshells. Like, I don't know if I should say anything. Should I speak up? Like, if changing 3 words in your vocabulary makes marginalized people feel less hurt, that's a good thing. Now, I don't have the extra 3 seconds in my 24-hour day. Filter your water. Filter your Instagram photos, hopefully. Filter what you say. Another PSA, I guess I'm big on these messages today. But speaking of messages, like stand-up comedians, you know, they're always like, basically it's like being a professional complainer. like stand-up comedians are basically like, oh, just act superior and talk about your private parts. That's how you become a stand-up comedian. Make sure to act, you know, like make sure to repeat stuff a lot. You're a stand-up comedian. In another way, you know, stand-up comedians basically just tell like analogies all day. Like an analogy to a stand-up comedian is basically like, I don't know, I didn't do well on that part of the SATs. I can't think of one. I was listening to the radio. You know, it's always about love songs on the radio. That's apparently like the only topic of songs on the radio. That's all you're allowed to talk about. It's like, do people actually mean what they're saying in these songs though? Because I'm not seeing the evidence of it out in real life. Like just once, I want the songs on the radio to be a little more realistic. Like, to me, you're the best in the world. Like the best? I don't know about the best. I mean, there's always room for improvement. I'd walk 1,000 miles just to see you. Like 1,000 miles. I can't even get you to walk 2 miles to talk to me. 2 steps. 1,000 miles. Let's start with a 1/4 mile. I need you day and night. Like, wait, if I said that, I would be labeled clingy and codependent. Everyone thinks they're an introvert now. I'm such an introvert because I like to read sometimes. Oh, so you're a person? I'm such an introvert because I'm like really quiet. Really? Because you never shut the fuck up. A lot of people talk about shame now, like get rid of all your shame, have no shame. But I kind of feel like the opposite's true. Like there's people walking around with not enough shame and I just want to give them shame infusions. But they don't sell those books in Barnes & Noble. You're not walking down the aisles with titles like How to Be Super Uncomfortable, Full of Shame, Self-Conscious all the time. No, it's like love yourself, you're amazing, everything you do is perfect. I like myself a fair amount. Love's a strong word. I love chocolate. Okay, on that note, on the note of chocolate, that's all my time. Thank you guys. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to you too, Emma. You guys give it up for Emma Paxton, who's got enough sense to hide her quarantine haircut, whereas me just walking around with it in broad daylight, looking like Carrot Top's kid sister. You know what? I said it before you guys could, so I win. All right. Let's keep the party going. We're down to our last 2 fantastic ladies, or as I like to say, ridiculously amazing women. We're going to go on over to the sunny state of Florida, over in the Orlando places. This next comedian, you're going to be able to find her on the Flappers Uncle Clyde's comedy contest on February 24th. Super funny lady. I hope she wins because she's not competing on the day that I'm booked for it. But let's put our hands together. We are going to give a huge welcome for my friend, soon to be yours, Amanda Cacace.
Hi, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day in 10 minutes on my part of the world. I know not everyone's. Fun fact about Valentine's Day, I lost my virginity on Valentine's Day, and I lost it to a man who insisted on wearing a pirate hat in the bedroom. My standards have never been great, clearly. The next guy I dated after that, I was like, it cannot be worse than the pirate hat. That's got to be the weirdest. We got that out of the way young. I was 18. Next guy I dated, lovely guy, never said a word in bed, ever. So one day I was like, can you just like say any words right now? And he looks me dead in the eyes in the heat of passion and goes, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. And I was like, all right, just go back to serial killer silence. I can't do this. This is the worst thing that's ever happened. like Tara said, hi, I'm in Orlando. I used to live in New York. Now I live in Orlando. If you have a friend that says to you, I live in a better place, but I'm going to move to Orlando, Florida, please check in on them. They are not doing well. No one just moves to Florida. Like, they're never like, oh yeah, my mental state is great, let me move to Florida. I moved to the theme park capital of the world, and because I am sad sometimes, I got to visit my favorite theme park, Orlando Behavioral Hospital. I got a wonderful 2-night stay there, paid for by my health insurance. And I'm dramatic. So when I got there, I was like, oh, they're gonna put me in a straitjacket. This is my girl interrupted moment. They're gonna drag me out of here like Angelina Jolie. Because every movie you see about the psych ward is so dark and foreboding. It's not really like that. I was like sitting in my room trying to like figure out if I should be scared or not. And a lady came in and was like, hey, we're gonna watch Daddy Daycare in the lounge, and we're gonna bring some Oreos in. Do you want to come? And I was like, oh fuck yeah, let's go. That sounds like a blast. Are you kidding me? So at the end of the stay, you got to have someone come pick you up. And my dad came, and he was like, when you called and said you were being released, you sounded a little disappointed. And I was like, well, kind of. Like it felt like I was at like a day camp for depressed adults. I don't really get to color and play kickball at home. Like, it was kind of great. So I go home from the sadness hospital, and my parent, it turns out when you go to the sadness hospital, your parents worry. So they asked me to move back in with them because I moved to Florida, and then they moved to Florida 5 miles away from my apartment. And then they told me that they didn't follow me down here, which seems like a lie. But I'll let it slide. So they said, please move in with us just for a little while. And I said, okay, I will move in with you for like 2 months tops. And I was supposed to move out in March of 2020. So I didn't move out because it turns out that theme parks don't really operate when the world is in a giant pandemic. Mm-hmm. So I'm still living with them. And I wasn't really planning on living at home at 28. But it's turned into like an experiment, because my parents are my parents, but now that I'm an adult, they're no longer just like my mom and dad. They're like having 2 elderly roommates that I kind of have to get used to living with them. My father and I are extremely diametrically opposed. We will not talk politics. Like we won't do it. My father comes in the kitchen the other night, though. I'm making dinner. I haven't said a word to anyone. And he goes, I think I can get behind medical abortions. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. But all right, woke Tommy, let's go. Never had this conversation go well. And I'm like excited, I'm thinking like, oh, maybe he's getting progressive. And then he follows that up with, but I cannot get behind recreational abortion. And I was like, I want you to tell me what you think that means. When women get them for fun. And I said, oh, so you mean that thing that no one does? Cool. I've never once in my life gotten all dressed up to hit up the Planned Parenthood. So we just kind of packed it back up, and we never talked about it again. My mother, she's really easy to get along with now. I did something really nice for her lately. I hooked up with someone, and I know what you're thinking. Amanda, how is that nice for your mother? Don't worry, I'll get there. Because I live in the theme park capital, this person worked at the theme park that I don't work at. And a few weeks later, they said, hey, do you want some tickets to the theme park? And I said, yeah, let's go. So they gave me some tickets, and I was able to take my mom with me. So now she can no longer say that my mouth only gets me into trouble, because it also got her into Universal Studios Orlando.
Ah,
So I've realized something in these past couple of weeks of my life. I realized that a lot of people think I'm strange. And I always kind of knew that, but I never realized the severity of it, because at least once a day I will get a text message like with a link attached to it, and it'll be like, I saw this and I thought of you, and I'll be like, oh, that's so nice. And then I'll open it and it'll be the most fucked up thing I have ever seen in my life. Just the worst thing. Like, I'm like, oh, really? This reminded you of me? This picture of Lightning McQueen from the Cars films being crucified reminded you of me? The Father, the Son, and the Holy Cachow? Oh, that's very Amanda. Thank you. I'm so glad this is what I put into the world. The big one that I cannot escape is Shrek. I told like a handful of jokes about Shrek, and it has just gotten out of control. It has somehow become a part of my personality. And it's from always and I get things from the most out of pocket people. It'll be like some dude named Kyle who bullied me in the 8th grade. And he'll be like, oh, hey, Rebecca, I found this gif of Shrek shaking his bare ass in the swamp. Should I send this to Amanda? Well, I mean, you haven't spoken to her in like 20 years, so sure, she would absolutely love that. I don't love it, because now it's 2:00 in the morning and Kyle from 8th grade math class just messaged me, and now I just feel violated. I'm waiting for it to come from someone super inappropriate, like maybe like my 2nd grade teacher. Send it to me and I'll be like, thank you, Mrs. Donovan. How's living in a convent? Because she's not a nun, but she quit teaching to go live in a convent. So it's like, how's that convent? I didn't know they had internet there. I'm just waiting for the day. I imagine that my funeral is going to be an absolute disaster. I can picture it now. I'll be in my coffin. Someone will have dressed me in green, because of course they did. Why would they not? And I'll be in the casket. And Kyle from 8th grade math class will be one of my pallbearers. And they'll be rolling me down the aisle going, somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. And I'll just be laying in my coffin like, God damn it. Anyway, that is all I got for you tonight. So thank you very much for having me on tonight. And thank your host, Tara. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you, Amanda. Oh my God. Thank you for helping me choose what song's going to play at my funeral. This is something that I've been grappling with for almost 40 years. And I'm like, I got it. Smash Mouth. All right. Thank you. It's going to be awesome. We'll follow it up with some Sugar Ray. It'll be like the 90s happened all over again.
Nice.
Yeah, nice is right. You know what else is nice? Holy crap, you guys, our headliner is coming up. We are in for a damn treat. She is hailing to us out of Tacoma, Washington. She's one of my friends in real life. She's got a show on YouTube called Heavy Petting, which is comedians and their pets. She's also transferred it to a podcast, so you don't have to look at us and you can just hear us talk about her pets. And she's producing a show tomorrow night that's called Roast Your Ex. You can get tickets for that on SheriHardman.com. Coincidentally, a website that shares the same name as our next comedian coming to the stage. Put your hands together, my friend, soon to be yours, Cheri Hardman.
Hey, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I actually, like, seriously, I'm wearing perfume and leather underwear. Like, I got all dressed up for this. I did. And I even, like, brought the girls out and everything. So, like, except for, like, I got this weird hair, but I am good to go. I'm ready to blow the roof off this place, and then we can all go have a good Valentine's Day. So, you know, sometimes I like to air the boobs out. I do, because it's not boob sweat season yet, but I do get a gnarly case of humidititties. I do. Like last time I was in Vegas, it was like 114 degrees. I could have steamed veggies in here, you know? If you were to drop a kernel in, I could pop some corn. Thought about, I could start my own food delivery service, call it Boober Eats. Or maybe Uber Teats, I don't know. But those of you that have big boobs, you probably have noticed that when you're eating, if you drop anything, it lands right in the cleavage, you know? And then next thing you know, my husband is saying, why is there taco meat all over the bathroom floor? Because I took my bra off in there, that's why. So now we just keep the tortillas in the bathroom. The meat's already heated up, the cheese is melted, they're delicious. Now, when I tell this joke in person, there's always somebody in the background that goes, "Ugh," like that. But you know what? If I brought this taco truck over at 2 a.m., they'd place an order, motorboat them some tacos. But while I've been home during the pandemic, I've been free balling it. I'm not wearing a bra anymore, you know, and my boobs are swinging around inside my shirt like a pair of those clickety clackers, you know. It's getting kind of dangerous. Like when I'm making dinner, when I lean down to put stuff in the oven, I got to wear 4 oven mitts. I'm just saying. I like being on a show when there's people of all different ages. That's really nice. It's, you know, variety, because I'm almost 60 years old and I don't even know how I got to be this old. You know, as time goes by so fast. Seems like just yesterday I was getting finger banged at a Styx concert. Today I got finger banged at a COVID testing station. It's not the same. I told them I was high risk, so they swabbed me twice. So that was good. But because I'm a big girl and I'm getting older, I am worried about my health. You know, I have some concerns. At least twice a week, I have this thought. Like, is this a really good orgasm or am I having a stroke? And the other day, someone tried to give me an exercise bike. I was like, no thanks, I'm married. I already know what it's like to ride something that never wants to go anywhere. I've been trying to take better care of myself. I thought maybe I could lose some weight. I started doing weight loss hypnosis. And it's kind of interesting because the hypnotist, we do the sessions over the phone. And then he records them and he sends them to me. And I'm supposed to listen to them every night when I go to bed. But it's causing a little trouble because my husband and I have to decide every night, are we going to have sex or are we going to listen to the hypnosis? Right. So then one night I thought, well, why don't we just do both? You know, let's have sex while we listen to the hypnosis. And he said he really enjoyed it. He did. He said he felt like someone was there encouraging him the whole time. You know, you're going deeper and deeper. Anyway, I also work with high school students. I do, but we're fully remote still right now. And I miss the kids. I miss being in person with them. Because if they like you and they trust you, they'll tell you anything. I had a member of the wrestling team tell me, when you're wrestling, if you get a boner, you have 30 seconds to get rid of it. Otherwise, you're disqualified. Now, I don't know anything about wrestling, so I don't know if that's true. You know, and if it's true, is it a general wrestling rule or do we have some kind of boner incident I don't know anything about? I was going to look it up, but then I realized, wait a minute, I work at a high school. I should probably not have high school wrestling boners in my search history. So that mystery is going to have to remain unsolved. But I do like to keep in touch with my students, you know, see how they turn out. Last summer, I had a former student friend me on Facebook, and I was excited to see what he'd been up to. But second message in, he sent me a dick pic. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, man, kids today are so dumb. Like if he would have sent me that sooner, he might have actually graduated. I was my memory, you know how your memories come up on Facebook, and I saw it was like a year ago that Gwyneth Paltrow really like started selling that candle that smelled like her vagina, and they were saying it was $75 and they were all sold out. And I was like, man, why don't I just light one of my poise pads on fire and I could sell them for $37.50. Thank you. I like that one. What else? I got okay boomered the other day. You know, that's when a younger person says to an older person, like, okay, boomer. And it's always somebody that like doesn't even know who Yoko Ono is, you know? And they have some dumb name like Kyler. And first of all, let me just say that if you don't know who Yoko Ono is, she was like the Meghan Markle of the 70s, except she broke up the other royal family. And I just think, I don't know, I don't mean to be rude, but I think Kyler doesn't know shit, you know? I don't think Kyler's parents ever threw him in the back of a wood-paneled station wagon, you know, like the very back where you're supposed to put your groceries or your luggage. They just threw us in there, no seat belts, obviously. And we just be sliding back and forth as we went down the street. We were happy as clams, though. We were back there doing this to truck drivers and waving at policemen and pedophiles. And we'd go to the store, buy candy cigarettes so we could practice smoking, you know, come home, put on our Garanimals and light up. It was fabulous. And I bet Kyler doesn't know anything about having to look for a quarter to go to a payphone and call your drug dealer. That's how we did it. You couldn't call your drug dealer from your house. There's no way. And you had to talk in code because apparently the DEA is not smart enough to figure out what you mean when you say, is Mary Jane home? But, and the drug dealer, he was always like, okay, they always had like some kind of creepy pet, you know, like a snake or a tarantula or a fucking ferret, you know? I mean, when we bought drugs back in the day, it was dangerous the way God intended. But anyway, I digress. So Kyler, okay, boomered me. And I don't want to fight with the younger generation because they've done some wonderful things, like the Me Too movement. You know, that's empowered a lot of women to be able to speak up, and that's a fabulous thing. But the one thing they don't understand is that has made people my age, we have to stop and rethink our whole lives, and that's confusing. You know, if I want to sit back and reminisce and take a walk down memory lane and think about some past loves, when I look back now, they all seem a little bit rapey. You know, like, was he the one that got away or the one that got away with it? Is my husband my soulmate or just my most persistent perpetrator? Am I madly in love or do I have Stockholm syndrome? I don't even know anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is it was different back then. You know, we were taught that we were supposed to tell the guy no, and then he was supposed to try and talk us into it. And you know where we learned that? We learned it from our grandmas. Have you ever gone to your grandma's house and tried to tell her you're not hungry? She's having none of that. Nope, she's going to give it to you. She's going to give it to you anyway, and she's going to give it to you good. And so hard to do comedy to silence. It's okay though.
We're here.
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. No, but here's the deal. You know, like you can be mad at grandma, but she's at the end of her life. You know, what you can really do is just, you can change the world by being your own kind of grandma. You know, when it's your turn, be the kind of grandma where no means no. And it's going to be easy because nobody wants to eat your vegan hummus bullshit anyway. I prefer alcohol to marijuana. I do. I know that's controversial, and I got nothing against weed. I mean, it's legal. Do what you want. But how many times in one day does a person need to lose their keys? I mean, really? You know, at least when I'm drinking, the only thing I forget is that I'm married. My husband doesn't really like that joke, but it's okay. I mean, he knows I'm a flirt. When we go out, like if he has to go to the bathroom or something, he just puts a coaster on my head. That's his way of saying, that's mine. Don't put anything in it. When I first met my husband, I asked him who his celebrity crush was. He said it was Flo, the Progressive insurance lady. Now, I think that's weird. I mean, she's an insurance mascot, you know? I mean, at least the Geico Gecko's naked. I thought about it. I'm like, well, you know, Flo, I don't know, man. She wears more eyeliner than Steven Tyler. And she's always standing on a street corner talking about a name your price tool. And then I realized he likes her because she's a bargain hooker.
Oh.
I didn't get married. I did not get married till I was 49 years old. I know that's unusual to get married that late in life, but you know, the old saying, always a bridesmaid when you're a whore.
Oh, shit.
And when I first met him, like he had never been with a big woman before. So he looked at me like I was a unicycle. You know? Like he knew he wanted to ride it. He just wasn't quite sure how. It's okay though, because now he hardly ever falls off now. So it's getting better. He does have a little bit of trouble with nuance of words. So here's an example. The other day I said, honey, do you know where my bathrobe is? He said, what, the big gray one? I said, well, to me, it's a regular size gray one, but yes. And then he's always trying to mansplain things to me. You know, like, mansplaining. Well, no, mansplaining. It's when a man explains things to a woman in a condescending manner. It's always about something you already know. You know, how to drive the car, how to work the remote. One time he even tried to mansplain to me how to use a tampon. I mean, I think it's cute that he thinks I still have periods, you know. I just let him think that. It gave me an excuse to be a bitch once a month. But for once, I wish he would mansplain something that I don't already know. You know, like why does he watch Ancient Aliens, but yet he thinks that the female G-spot is the myth? And I don't know why he has such a hard time finding my G-spot. I mean, because you'd think at my size, it's more like an HIJK LMNOP spot. I think that I always tell him that he should specialize in something called awkward dirty talk. Like he should write a book called Awkward Dirty Talk, because he says stuff to me like, honey, would you like some hot marital action? It's like, not anymore. No, thanks. All right. I have no sense of time right now. Dante, how much time do I have left?
You're good, Cheri. You hit your spot. You know how this works.
All right. Okay. So,
Oh my God.
all right. So I'm not done yet. I'm going to do some vagina jokes before I go.
Put that spotlight back on Cheri.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. So I always have to do this because it's like the world's changed a lot since I was a young girl. We weren't even allowed to wear pants to school. That's how much it's changed. And like a lot of comics say, oh, Cheri, you're too dirty. You shouldn't talk about your vagina. But I see it as a measure of how far we've come as women, that I can get on a stage and say whatever I want. So I always like to end my set with some vagina jokes. And I got 2 new ones. So that you've never heard before. All right. My vagina is like a casserole. If I put it in front of my husband, he damn well better eat it. My vagina is like a sauna. There's always some old naked guy with saggy balls trying to get in. My vagina is like a Sasquatch. I'm sure none of you here have ever seen it, but y'all probably assume that it stinks.
Oh, no.
My vagina's like a love seat. It fits too comfortably.
Oh God.
My vagina's like a hula hoop. Not because it's big and round, but because it used to be really popular. Now it's a little bit harder to find. And to be honest, my husband can only work it like 3 minutes at a time. Now, being in my vagina is like going to Disneyland the first time when you're in your 30s. You know, you're excited to see what all the fuss has been about, but you're kind of pissed that all your friends got there first. And last but not least, my vagina is like a remote control because my husband's always got his hands on it and he thinks he's the boss of it. But when he's not around, I can work it just fine all by myself. All right. Thank you.
That was wonderful. Oh my God. Do you guys like my shirt? Check this out. Oh my God. It has Cheri on it. Yes, you guys can score your own Cheri merch at CheriHardman.com. It's super worth it. You should also get tickets to her show tomorrow because that's the only way that you're going to get to see more Cheri because this show is over. You guys, thank you so much for joining us for the February edition, Valentine's Day special of Ridiculously Amazing Women, brought to you by Suitman Productions. I've been your host, Tara Christian-Wiedner of Living Room Comedy. Go give my company a like and a follow on Facebook and join us for one of our many mics. I am taking a break from this hosting gig, so next month you will be joined by a fantastic host in my place. This has been a fucking blast. I love working with Suitman Productions. All these shows are so fantastic to be a part of. Keep watching, keep coming, keep supporting everyone in comedy because there's enough success for all of us, you guys. Have a fantastic Valentine's Day. Tell everyone you love them. Make it awkward. Make it super awkward. Make them run away from you. It'll be fun. All right, guys. Have a great evening. Thank you for being with us. Peace out, party people.